What if Kību wasn't the hero, but the villain all along? This recap is about to start a war in the comments. The beginning of the movie. A boy finds himself trapped in a metal room with 6 doors. On the other side of each door lie similar empty metal rooms. Hoping to find an escape, the boy jumps into one of these rooms, but suddenly, pillars emerge from the walls. One of them brutally impales him, killing him instantly. This terrifying moment reveals that the place is a deadly trap. That's soon after. The scene shifts to 3 strangers who wake up in another cube-shaped room with no memory of how they got there. They don't have any belongings with them. Before they can make sense of their situation, a man throws a shoe into their room to test for traps. When nothing happens, a boy named Hiroshi decides to jump into the room, assuming it's safe. After a while, a girl joins them that Hiroshi opens a door above them, and to their horror, the lifeless body of the boy from the first scene drops into their room. Everyone panics. When another boy tries to explore a different room, Hiroshi stops him and insists it's unsafe. To prove his point, he throws a shoe into the room, which is instantly incinerated by a fire trap. They quickly realize that some rooms are rigged with deadly sensors. Cautiously, they begin using their shoes to test the safety of each room. Eventually, they find an older man who had been trapped in one of the rooms for a long time. Initially thinking they've come to rescue him, he's shocked to learn that they're all trapped just like him. Without working together, the group tries to find a way out. They notice a plate between 2 rooms with 3 numbers on it, but its meaning isn't clear. They continue testing rooms. When a shoe is thrown into one room and no trap is triggered, they all enter it. However, the door behind them locks automatically, the lights go out, and spinning fans with sharp blades begin moving toward them. Just in time, Hiroshi opens a hatch in the floor, and they all escape. That although they survived, their strategy of using shoes has now failed. They've run out. At this point, a girl named Chiharu comes up with a theory. Each door is marked with numbers, and the rooms with prime numbers may be safe. To test this, one of the boys risks his life and jumps into a room with a prime number. Miraculously, he survives. With renewed hope, they continue progressing using this theory, but their journey seems endless, and they can't find an exit. Eventually, they reach a room surrounded by even-numbered doors, possibly all containing traps. They try to go back, but find the door locked. Chiharu recalculates, but their progress is stalled again. As they test more rooms, they discover one triggered by sound. When the last boy tries to cross it silently, his shoe accidentally falls, activating a laser trap that injures his leg. With no better option, they use the prime number theory again to move forward. To their shock, they return to the same room where they started. Frustrated and exhausted, Chiharu theorizes that they are trapped in a cube that not only consists of smaller cube-shaped rooms, but also rotates, like a Rubik's Cube. This means the layout keeps changing, making it impossible to track a single path out. Hiroshi, desperate and determined, insists he can't stop. His wife is waiting. He encourages the others to move forward. But suddenly, the cube they are in starts spinning rapidly. As it moves, Hiroshi and his companions fall into a trap room filled with deadly laser beams. Somehow they survive. Hiroshi risks his life to save them, sending his friends to safety, but he is tragically killed by the lasers. The group is devastated. They mourn Hiroshi for hours, but eventually muster the courage to carry on. Chiharu dives deeper into calculations and makes a crucial discovery. The numbers they have been seeing correspond to X, Y, and Z axes within the massive cube structure. Following this insight, he concludes that traveling along the Y-axis might lead them to the edge of the cube, possibly an exit. Motivated, they move forward. In one room, they stop to rest. The old man begins to reflect on his life, confessing that he has committed many sins and believes their entrapment is a punishment. Suddenly, iron rods crash down from above, splitting the cube and the team into 2 groups. Chiharu, a girl, and one companion go one way, while the old man and Shinji, another survivor, go the other. As Chiharu's group advances, a screen plays traumatic memories from one member's past. He's reminded of his brother, who died while he stood by helplessly. Overwhelmed with grief, he breaks down. Chiharu, too, is affected, seeing reflections of his own painful experiences. Meanwhile, Shinji and the old man continue by tossing shoes into the test rooms. The old man makes harsh remarks about young people, pushing Shinji over the edge. In a violent rage, Shinji brutally murders the old man by repeatedly slamming the door on his head. Back in the other group, Chiharu angrily calls the grieving boy a coward for not saving his brother. Depressed and guilt-ridden, Chiharu attempts suicide by jumping into a trap room, but the boy saves him, redeeming himself. They press on and finally open a door on the y-axis that reveals the path to freedom, though it's shrouded in darkness. They spot a cube room acting as a lift and believe it could take them to the base. While trying to reach it, they reunite with Shinji, who lies and says the old man died from trap. In reality, he murdered him. Shinji's behavior grows more erratic. He forces the group into a trap room and confesses to the killing. Chiharu and the girl escape to another cube, but the remaining boy is beaten mercilessly by Shinji, who claims he's taking revenge on humanity. He recalls being humiliated at a local shop where he worked and how it planted hatred in his heart. Just as Shinji is about to strangle the boy to death, he has a sudden flash of his dead brother, regains his senses, and tries to save himself. But before Shinji can finish him off, iron rods strike from above, killing him. Chiharu and the girl witness this from the other side. The injured boy sacrifices himself to save Chiharu and the girl by guiding them to the lift cube. Chiharu is traumatized, having lost so many friends. The girl comforts him and encourages him to look ahead, toward a bright light signaling the exit. Chiharu finally steps out of the torture cube. As he looks back, the girl tells him to live his life, while she chooses to stay behind to find others. In a twist, it's revealed that the girl is the creator of this deadly cube trap. She's been monitoring survivors all along and is now targeting a new group, just as she once targeted Chiharu and his companions. Got a better theory? Drop it in the comments. The best take it to shout out in our next video. Thanks for watching.